All right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 469. Now, last week I said that Schwarzenegger was coming back and, yeah, bringing that big ass sword of his, slicing and dicing, chopping the pieces. And yeah, man, here we go. The Destroyer is here. Conan the Destroyer. Conan the Destroyer. 1984. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Grace Jones, the late Wilt Chamberlain, the late Mako, um, Tracy Walter, Olivia O'Donnell. Um, yeah, yeah, I tell you, man, this movie, yeah, Conan the Destroyer, hell, more like Conan the Adventurer. You know what I'm saying? This movie is pretty much the sword and sorcery version of Indiana Jones, pretty much. I mean, you got an epic quest, you got treasure hunting, you got a statue coming to life, I mean, yeah, this movie, this is a great adventure movie. It's a great epic tale. Another tale of high adventure. I tell you, Mako, man, Mako, the late great Mako. Oh man, I tell you, like I said in the Conan the Barbarian review, I could hear this guy tell any type of story. Just sit on the floor and listen to him tell any type of story as if I was in school again. Yeah, this guy, what a voice, what a voice. Even though we did not get any type of narration in here because this is a whole other different type of movie. Very, I mean, more different. This movie is more different from the first Conan. More ways than one. I mean, yeah, yeah. Conan, Arnold, he's a much more experienced actor, so Conan's going to have a lot more to say in this movie. Um, even though Basil Palladores does the score, it's not the same score from the first movie. It's everything is changed up. But he do sneak in the score from the first one in certain scenes. So yeah, I'll tell you that right there. Yeah, yeah, we still get some bloodshed, not as much as we got in the first movie. I mean, hell, first movie, we had a lot of blood and gore. Okay, yeah, but yeah, I tell you though, man, yeah, it still gives a lighter feel though. It's not dark fantasy like the first movie. It gives a lighter feel. You know, you know, even though yeah, they rated the movie PG, even though it's like a PG-13 movie. They gave the they gave it the PG rating. I don't think PG-13 existed at this time yet. So yeah, it's pretty much a PG-13 movie. But yeah, it's 100%, much more different than the first movie. That's for damn sure. But I gotta tell you though, man, yeah, yeah, you know, the outfit is different, but it's still Conan wearing it. You know, yeah, everything is different, but yeah, he's still the same guy. It's still the same. It's still the same. It's still Conan. You know. But yeah, I tell you though, yeah, yeah, Conan on a quest to yeah, he and his compatriots, he escorting Princess Jenna on a quest to retrieve a couple of objects that she is destined to put her hands on. this particular key that looks like a giant diamond. Only she can touch it. So yeah, this key it opens a door to a tomb that holds a jeweled horn that once placed on a statue of a Daggers, the dreaming god. The statue will come to life. The god will come to life. And whatever happened after that, I don't think they expected what would happen after that. But yeah, once that statue came to life, man, yeah, the god turned into this giant, monstrous, vile creature, and yeah, Conan had to fight it. He had to fight it at the end. Yeah, yeah, the monstrous, giant, vile creature. Basically, it was Andre the Giant in a giant rubber suit. True story. Uncredited, but yeah, Andre the Giant played Daggers, the dreaming god, as a giant vile creature. So yeah, I'll tell you, yeah, you got Will Chamberlain, Andre the Giant, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, a big guy himself, was 100% dwarfed by these actual giants. I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, yeah. They go on this quest, and yeah, Bambata, the captain of the guards. He has a side mission. Once the uh, once the key is in Jenna's hand, he is ordered by Queen Taramis to go and kill Conan. You know, so yeah, yeah. Even though even though Queen Taramis is using Conan to escort the girl, she gonna have him killed off anyway. So yeah, that's the plan. That's her plan, and yeah, she's looking to have it executed. Yeah, gonna have Bambata be the one to do it. And yeah, man, this is yeah, this is one hell of a double cross. But yeah, yeah, once Bambata, attempts to make a move, you know, yeah, that's what Conan started to get his doubts in. He got that look on his face, started to get his doubts in, and yeah, he's pretty much going to watch his own back at that moment. From then out. But yeah, once they got everything, once they got to the castle, and once Conan found out that he was lied to, you know, yeah, they're going to go to the castle. They're going to stop Jenna's sacrifice, and that's where he and Bambata get a nice little sub boss battle going on here. Yeah, Bambata, you've been waiting a long time for this. So yeah, he and Conan get into a nice little fight here, nice little warrior tussle, and Conan whoop his ass. Not for the lack of trying, by the way, but yeah, Conan, yeah, he whoops his ass. So yeah, I tell you though, yeah, Conan, yeah, he beats Bambata, and then he takes on Daggers, the dreaming god, just under the giant in a big rubber suit. He takes him on. You know, then he gets both his arms ripped off. Yeah, yeah, Malik. Threw his dagger right into Daggers' face. You know, and then yeah, Kiro he screams out to Conan. Yeah, yeah, his horn is his life. Tear out the horn. Yeah, so Conan, jumps on Daggers' back, reach for the horn, rips that sumbitch out of his head. Yeah, Daggers, he climbing the stairs, he climbing the steps. Conan's at the top of the steps. He got his sword up and ready. Yeah, once that gets, you know, once that some bitch killed over, you know, blood leaking out all over the place. Yeah, Conan, yeah, turned his sword downward, jammed that some bitch right into his head, you know. Then Maliki come over here, he get his licks in too, but he stabbed him. he give Daggers a good, nice little stab in the side there. Yeah, he's standing on him like he did something. But yeah, you know, Conan, Conan, he is the destroyer. Even though he's the adventurer in this movie, he is the destroyer. You know, soothsayer, dragon slayer, and god killer. That's exactly what he is, man. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Soothsayer, dragon slayer, god killer. Yeah, speaking of soothsayer, you know, Akira taking on the wizard earlier. Taking on a wizard, you know, showing his defeat as if he was a Star Trek villain, you know. Yeah, the mouth, the door of the tomb looks like a dragon's mouth. So yeah, so yeah, when the wizard was trying to get it open, you know, he sees Akira sitting right there, right in front of him, and Akira, he forces the mouth closed, and he trying to, they're having a nice little magic battle here, trying to keep the mouth from opening. So yeah, once Akira shows how powerful he is, he's more powerful than the wizard himself. Yeah, the wizard, he he got smoke coming out of his mouth, and he got smoke coming out of his nose, and they say no, oh, and the mouth closed. Akira, he closes the door. But yeah, he the way he react to it, the wizard, his defeat, yeah, look like he's a Star Trek villain, all right. Yeah, I think he was a Star Trek villain, to be honest. The actor that played that wizard, yeah, I don't know, maybe, who knows? Look it up. Help me out here. But yeah, I tell you though, man, yeah, this movie, yeah, it is it is really cool to watch though. Even though it's not as good as Conan the Barbarian, even though it's not as badass as Conan the Barbarian was, it is a real good fun watch though. I tell you that, you know. Olivia Dabo, I think she was 14 when she did that movie, and man, I tell you, you couldn't tell, the girl, she looked older, but yeah, beautiful young lady, nonetheless. Sarah Douglas. Oh yeah, that's the other name I was trying to think of. Yeah, Sarah Douglas, who played Queen Taramis. You know, yeah, beautiful woman. Say the least. Grace Jones, scary ass woman. Grace Jones, yeah, she's a beautiful woman too, but she's scary as hell. I mean, you growing up and you see Grace Jones on your TV, there was nothing to be aroused about, okay? Especially when you was a little kid. She was scary as hell. Grace Jones was simply scary. She's a beautiful woman, but she's scary. Making those facial expressions. Ah, stabbed a dude after she kicked him off his horse. She went around, stabbed him. Did the face, I mean, Grace Jones, she's awesome though. She's an awesome chick. You know, she was a Bond girl at one point. You know, James Bond had to sleep with her in order to get to Tonga Roberts around the end of the movie. So you know, sacrifices must be made, huh? So yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this movie though, yeah, it's a really cool, fun movie to watch. You know, I remember watching this when I was little, watching this when I was a teenager, watching this into adulthood. And yeah, you know, at the end of the movie, you know, yeah, after all the trouble and everything was cleared up, after all is said and done, after the smoke is cleared, without a shadow of a doubt, you know, Princess Jenna, she's now Queen Jenna, and she need a new court. So yeah, all of Conan's allies, you know, she pretty much gave them new jobs, you know. Yeah, Zula, she's the captain of the guard. Akiro is her advisor. Malik is the jester. And then she calls for Conan to come up, and she offers him to rule Shadowzar with her. But Conan declines, but he politely declines. Yeah, I will have my own kingdom, my own queen. Yeah, so you know, with her heartbroken, she gives him a nice little kiss goodbye. You know, and like I said, you know, the music from the first movie, it really kicked in at the end of this movie. So yeah, yeah, great stuff to watch though. This movie is damn good shit, 100%. You know, a good solid 4, a good solid 4 out of 5. This movie is. Hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Ain't as epic as the first movie, but it damn sure makes up for it. Real good, real good, real, really good fun. Yeah, that's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, clear this time. Yeah, for yeah, next week though. Next week is uh, what do I got next week? Maybe I'll go to Barbie Land. Who knows? Who knows what next week will hold? Check out my other shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is off.